Hello everyone. So today I was looking at this question, really interesting question and a simple question, and the answer is also very simple, but sometimes it is difficult to do simple things. And I think I want to talk about this question because many people want to do this. It's a common thing, to be honest. Now the question is, the title is very clear: how to go from one project is equal to one customer organization to one project is equal to one shared product. And let me try to read out the important bits. So basically what the question is talking about here is that let us say there is a company serving multiple customers, and let us say client A asks to develop a product. Now the company will develop a product and they will release it as version 1. Now client B will also ask them to deliver a same product. So they will deliver the same product but with version 2 because they already have done some work. Now client C wants to do the same thing, but they will develop probably version 3 because it won't be from scratch. It will be like an improvement to version 2. So basically they have like a product which they built once for a customer, and now they are improving it for different clients. And because one of their client or the people or clients who were on version 1 or version 2, they eventually want to upgrade to version 3. So the problem here is that how do we manage the development, because you have a product, you have clients, and you have a product with different versions, different, let us say, code base, different released versions, and you also have some upcoming features. At the same time, you have clients using your projects, your not projects, but using your product on different versions. Now you may want to also track the work that you're doing for those clients. Now, I think based on my experience, and again, there might be different ways of doing the same thing, but because we are talking about some kind of a product development for different clients, it's very common, by the way. What you need to do is you need to have one project in Jira for your main product development. And in that particular project, you will have versions like version 1, 2, 3, 4. Version 1, 2, 3 might be released. Version 4, 5 will be upcoming, right? And of course, it is not always 1, 2, 3. It's more about, major platform, then minor, and then patches, right? Like version 1.1, something like that. Now, when you have different clients, you can have different projects for them. So you have one project for your main product. Then for each client, you can have like a different project, because your client will also give you some feedback on improving the product, or maybe when you're doing some deployment for them by doing some customizations to that particular main product, you may want to track the work. But when you have your different client-based projects, you need to make sure that you also track the version. So basically your main product will have version 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Your client-based projects will have versions, and you will track, okay, for this particular client, maybe they are on version 2 and they want to go to version 3. So when you start planning the epics and stories, you can start using the fixed version and track the work against version 3. But the main product development should happen in your main project, your main product project. Or in your client-specific project, you should track only client-specific deployments, or maybe some tasks or some activities where the client-specific work needs to be tracked. But if you think you're developing version 3 of that particular product, then you should do it in your main product project. Now, you can also have like and you can have the same concept for different clients of yours for doing or tracking the development, or tracking some work for that particular client, but it should be only client-specific task. At the same time, you have to make sure that when you have multiple projects in Jira, you need to make sure that the version names are aligned. Either do it manually or do some automation. And you can also use maybe a JSM project to capture your fixed versions, because your clients may want to raise some issues. Let us say they are on version 2 and they say that, okay, we have a bug to report. So they will report a bug either through your customer portal or maybe by calling you. So you can track it maybe in that particular JSM project, or maybe in client-based projects if they have access to the project. And the only thing that you need to do here is that make sure you track or you plan or sync the versions carefully. If you're using advanced roadmaps, you can do it easily using cross-project releases. There are a lot of other apps, but you don't really need an app to do it. You won't be like doing these things every day. Someone has to make sure that in their project they have all the main product versions. That is it. So it's not very difficult to achieve this, I guess. It's more about knowing that sometimes you just need some guidance, some direction on how to organize your Jira work. And this is very common, by the way. I mean, that is how things are done. And again, there might be another way of doing it, but based on the information that I have in this particular question, I think this might be better way to track the work, because you have separate project to do different activities. And that is it. And by the way, in this case, if your client, they are not really going to get access to your Jira instance, just create an epic. Just have one client specific project and create an epic for each client deployment. That could also be one option. All right, that is it. That is all I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new. Thank you very much. Bye bye.